Good morning, everybody. Chief James Essig, Chief of Detectives, New York City Police Department. With me here today is from Patrol Services Bureau, Chief Carlos Valdez from Queens North, the Commanding Officer to 112, Inspector Joe Kappelman, the Assistant Chief Joe Kenny, the Citywide Investigation Chief, Julie Morell, the Queens Investigation Chief, who led this investigation, Lieutenant Timmy Thompson from Queens North Homicide, the two case detectives, Detective Carmine Caruso from Queens North Homicide, and Detective John Benzolt from the 112 Precinct Detective Squad. So, good morning, everybody. Last night, while detectives were canvassing for video, they observed a male who was wanted for questioning in a horrendous homicide. He voluntarily came back to the 112 precinct and made incriminating statements. Today, that male, David Bonella, male, 44 years old, residing at 10418 114th Street in Queens, New York, is being charged with murder in the second degree, criminal tampering in the first degree, and criminal possession of a weapon in the fourth degree in relation to the death of Orsolya Gaal, female, 51 years old. This investigation is still preliminary. There is a lot of work left to do, but this is what I can tell you. On Friday night, April 15th, Miss Gaal attends a show at Lincoln Center. She takes the train back to her neighborhood in Forest Hills. At 11:20 p.m., she stops in a local establishment for a short while before returning home. We believe she returns home at 12:20 a.m. We also believe Mr. Bonella arrives at her residence between 12:30 and 12:40 a.m. Mr. Bonella is a handyman who was employed by Mrs. Gaal. They have been having an intimate affair for approximately 2 years. He is either let in voluntarily or he uses a key he has knowledge about hidden in the barbecue. A heated argument ensues between the two in the basement. A knife is brandished. A violent struggle ensues, resulting in our victim being stabbed ruthlessly and brutally in excess of 55 times, causing her demise. Recovered at that crime scene is a knife which we believe was used. Mr. Bonella then retrieved a hockey bag belonging to Miss Gaal's son, placed her in the bag, and as video showed, was seen rolling the body down the sidewalks, leaving a bloody trail through the streets of Forest Hills. At 7:50 a.m. Saturday, April 16th, that duffel bag was recovered at Metropolitan Avenue and the Jackie Robinson Parkway by a member of the public. We believe that after disposing of the body, Mr. Bonella fled through Forest Park, where investigators discovered the jacket believed to be worn by him during this vicious crime. Detectives also developed leads which led them to a location where boots, a T-shirt, and bloody bandages were discovered. Investigation also revealed that on Saturday, Mr. Bonella received treatment for wounds to both hands at an area hospital. As I said before, this case is still ongoing. We are still awaiting forensics evidence and are canvassing for more victim video as we speak. But detectives, through interviews, videos, and the public's help, and specifically the Queens DA, Melinda Katz, and her staff, who have been with us every step of the way, were able to quickly take this killer off the street. I just want to assure the public, and especially the residents of Forest Hills, that there are no outstanding suspects at this time. With that, I'd like to take any questions.
Nicole? Talk about the suspect's background. Has he been arrested before in the system for anything domestic?
At this time, he has no arrests that we know of.
Juliet, hold on, ma'am. Ma'am, hold on. Juliet.
Could you talk a little more about the nature of the relationship? Was this something that wasn't, was she rejecting him? Why were they getting into the argument at all?
This is Lieutenant Timmy Thompson from the Queens North Homicide Squad.
Good afternoon, everybody. We believe in the relationship that the Mr. Bonilla had with our victim was an intimate type relationship, and this stemmed to be a domestic type dispute that they were having. Over their intimate relationship, they started to get into just regular domestic issues that seemed to occur between them.
Was he living at that house at any point in time, living in the basement?
At this time, not that we know of.
And also, do you happen to know, was this ongoing work that he was doing at the house? Was he there? Like, how often was he there?
He has been doing work at that residence for approximately 2 years on and off.
John.
Chief, did he confess, and did he say why he did it? Did he give a motive away?
Well, I mean, he made incriminating statements. We're not going to go into what he talked about. This is still under investigation. But we, working with the Queens District Attorney's Office, we have enough to arrest him and charge him with the murder.
Chief, were they breaking up, and what about the son upstairs? Was he alerted to this? Is that why he fled quickly with the duffel bag?
First question first. I'm sorry, you said, were they breaking up? They had been off and on, and they had broken up prior, but had reunited early in the month of April. And their relationship was considered at an end.
By her? By her? By her?
We don't have her statement, ma'am.
Can you talk a bit about the alleged text messages that came to her husband who was out of town? Did he indeed get a message, and was it threatening in nature?
A message was sent from the victim's cell phone to the husband. That message was, as previously reported, that there had been a crime in the past that was now that same person from the crime in the past was back again. We believe that to be completely false, as far as there was nothing to do with any crime in the past in this case. We have it from in the confession that he sent that message, and he has no burglary in the past.
I'm sorry, that the family, the rest of your family is in danger. That was the nature of the message. Do you understand? That the rest of the family was in danger?
That is the nature of the message.
All right, back here.
We don't believe there was any danger to the family.
Any information on why you dragged the body out in duffel bags and the was like in such a sloppy manner? Talk about that at all? Was it because the son was upstairs at the point?
We believe he just didn't want it to be found by the family.
Right away.
The knife, did he bring the knife to the house, or was the knife in the home?
The knife is consistent with knives that are in the home.
Tony?
Detective Thompson, the relationship, there's a report that it may have started while she went on an overseas trip and met the defendant overseas. Is there any truth to that?
So at this time, we don't believe that to be true.
Next one.
Chief, or maybe Ms. Julie, do we know if the husband was aware of the relationship, if it's 2 years or more, between his wife and your suspect?
We're not.
Mark?
Was the handyman, did the husband know the handyman? Was he known to the family?
Yes, he was.
Right here.
Hi, so I just wanted to clarify one thing you said. You said they were on and off, but they had reunited in April, but now it was at an end. So are we saying that they had broken up or that they were together?
As we stated earlier, on and off, and he came back this evening to speak about the relationship again.
Rocco?
Chief, the duffel bag in question, does he go into the son's room to get it? At any point, is the son woken up or aware of what's going on?
The duffel bag was not kept in the son's room.
So, and the son slept throughout, and this is not an instance where the son interrupted what was going on?
The son did not interrupt what was going on.
All right, guys, we're gonna take two more. Ricardo?
When did the suspect arrive